Hey everyone, welcome back to OutrideGaming. I'm Tony here. Today we got another video of Stellaris. I've been having some issues with the recording, so I'm gonna have to record these in like chunks. So here we go. We got our Rontor Federation. We got our ships. Just checking to see what ships are AFK, what we can do. Just going over the different nations we've discovered: the Adiks, the consciousness of Havasilim, Haspal, and Malwalgol Kingdom. It's gonna be a pain just naming everyone. So I go back just looking for new planets, really. Decide that new planets is the way to go. I've been using a lot of different outposts, so I decided to start looking for an actual planet that we can start colonizing. We've only got 2 planets, and that's not good. Unlike the stations, a planet is a lot more defendable because it's got its own army, it's got its own, weapons once you put that spaceport up, so it's a lot more defendable, and it's a lot stronger to defend, whereas a station is a very weak thing just orbiting on its own. So that's kind of the goal here, to expand our economy to something more stable, I guess, because like you guys remember that one random wave of enemies that came and showed up from the Throne of God. Yeah, they showed up and took out our station and like before we could even react. So we start looking for an actually good planet to colonize. Here I see that this is a good planet. It's got some good minerals, it's got good space. It does have a few places that I can't demolish. All of those places I can't demolish, but it's okay because later on we do find a tech that we can remove the tropical stuff, so that's a bonus. We also find a very good one here. It's got a lot of spread out sort of bonuses, not as much in like concentrated small ones, but it's got some very good ones. Like up at the top, it's got a 3 food production, and in the center, this could be a really good place to set up our basic station. But then I start looking around and I decide that that's not really the best place to put it. So yeah, I just quickly looking through planets that we can colonize to send our current ship, because we have a ship. If you see on the menu on the civilian ships on the right, we got the colony ship Molders just sitting there on Rontos Prime, just orbiting our station. We see this one, it's got a lot of space, but it's very volcanic. I can't remove any of those. It's going to be expensive to remove them, and there's not that much territory to use. Here, on the other hand, we have a lot of territory, but it's mostly blocked off. So, yeah, we definitely need text for that. And sorry, I did get a cold overnight, which, sucks, but I'll get over it. What else do we have? We start looking back at this planet. I've pretty much fallen in love with this planet at this point. So, okay, so I'm sorry there's no music. I'll make sure to add some music, probably the game. And here we go. There you go. I told you I was gonna pick a different one. And every time you do set up a new planet, it does start charging you like 8 ducats a month, or sorry, energy credits. I keep confusing those. It's annoying me, but yeah. And I do have that Betharian stone that we haven't used, so I decided to go ahead and build it. And actually, I decide to, once that finishes, we're gonna switch out this guy in the 4, move him over there, and produce 2 more energy credits. So, and then we find another life form in space. So. It turns out that there was this weird bugged ship. One of them had like a, yeah, I start reading it, but I'm too lazy right now. So pretty much there was a intership communications between individuals that was being hacked. Someone put like a bug on one of our ships. So this it says that the scientist got the expertise statecraft trait, but I started looking for it because I've never, because this, I'm still new to the game, so I was like, hey, that's so cool, let's go see what it does and stuff, but I can't really find it. I found the scientist, right, but there's no bonuses or anything. So I try to refresh it, maybe it doesn't work. I don't see it. And now that I'm looking at it, it does say if I put my mouse over her, technically to her, because it's Samantha. So yeah, it's weird seeing these like English names with the anthropods. I wish I'd actually stuck with the anthropod names. That would have been so much cooler and probably much easier for me as well. But it is what it is now. And then we got another form of aliens, Lambetta aliens. I think they're just using the A through Z kind of thing, Alpha Bravo kind of thing, but I don't know. No, it called them Alpha Beta, I don't know. So I realized my construction ship is out there in the middle of nowhere, kind of in risky territory, so I pull it back. Main goal of this episode though is to expand our mineral production. We have a very horrible mineral production, and then I realized that that's a really good planet that we can colonize right there. So I just immediately decided to go ahead and put a station down there, frontier outpost. So that'll expand our territory. The only negative is that system is completely empty, void of resources. But for that planet that we get to habitate, I think it's worth it, or to colonize really. So I start looking around. I realized that I have a ship just sitting there. And I remember that we had this event of repair a ship dock or something. So we pretty much get free ships for that. And I pulled them back to the home base so they can stay with our other ships. And we actually do have a very powerful fleet as of right now. A lot of the ships that we have very good shields, have very good, speed. So we do have some few positives to our current fleet. Which earlier on I got my butt kicked for not having a stable fleet, I guess. And then I also see that this is a really good system, especially with that 5 society. But the problem is that it's so close to the enemy territory. If you look at how close it is, so I don't know, we'll have to debate on that later. But for right now, we've already got another colony that we can set up. I'm very happy with that. So I kind of decided to just kind of look around and figure out our research. No, what was it? I started looking and I want to increase our research, but I don't know how because I can't see any very good bonuses. I'm looking for +3 to any of them really. The other thing I could do is start building more labs, especially the specialized labs, which give a very large bonus to their specific task. But I'm iffy about that. So we go back and check on our home system. I'm looking for that ship because I remember I sent them and I just can't remember where they were. So I end up pulling both of them into the same spot, aka orbiting the system. So just so I can merge them together. If you've played any Paradox Interactive games, all other games you can pretty much merge your fleets with by pressing G, but you have to have them right next to each other. So if you play, for example, Europa, you have to have the same ships in the same province to combine them. Same with this, you have to have them in the same spot to combine them. So very basic. I was expecting maybe like if they're in the same system, but I guess it doesn't make sense to have them right next to each other. I started debating if I want to put another energy credits one here, but I come to realize that we have so much energy credits. Like, we have a very serious bonus, and right now we're already close enough to them. So yeah, I started debating if I really want to have that. So for now we let it build it, but could have sworn I sent it to do the other job though. I told it to go like build a frontier outpost. But yeah, so like I said, the recording broke my videos into chunks, and the audio was kind of broken. It was very not staticky, but it sounded weird. So this is the end of the first clip, so I'll be right back and I'm gonna go ahead and work on the next clip. So alright, so we've got our space amoebas pretty much in our system, but not really afraid of them. They're just space amoebas. They're about as friendly as we're gonna get in this game. I realized that Ecuador finished building what I said it to build. I think it was a food production, so I go back and see what I can do. Then we go back to our home system and I start debating, I check on Ecuador, see what I finished building, and it said that I finished building, and I'm confused because yeah, so I decided to switch out the population, the one that's fully finished, and I put it on that 3 so that we can get the most food. And it does increase our food production by about our growth population by 1.1 to 1.2. So we do get another event. We find another race. Apparently they jacked our communications. So one of our spaceships actually surveyed there. Yeah, so we do find a few I almost call them trade companies for some reason. We find a few more empires pretty much by just scrolling around and meeting one, and then oh hey, we found your connections with them, so hi, we found you too. Interesting that it does that. I do like that. I do like that. It's a little things. We do find another habitable survey. Pretty much all that we have to do is just hey, find certain planets that we can live in, just so we can study them. So we got our research. It's pretty much just surveying planets, and I'm seeing that we have this system not researched or surveyed. I keep calling them research, but I mean surveys. Sorry about that, guys. There is a difference between them. Research is usually for research projects, whereas survey is more of like specific systems that you find what they have. and then we see that ship coming back, and I wish I didn't have to do that. I really do wish that instead of like, if you find like another species, you know, instead of like, oh well, you're in our territory, go away to your capital, I wish it would just go to like our influence bubble, or it would go to our closest system. So pretty much it would, the minute it went into our like influence bubble, I wish it just stopped and it was back under my control. You know, I wish it didn't have to go all the way back, but little things, I guess. We do keep our science ship just, you know, waiting for it, and then we go back and check for new planets, because I realize that we do have our colony ship building. So I decide what we're gonna do. This planet's okay, I guess. Not the best though. Just not the best of bonuses that we could get from it. Then there's I started looking around. This one, yeah, it's just too full of block tiles. Then just this one, it's perfect. It's got very large amount of space that we can build on. So like I said, I forgot to put that construction ship, and I forgot that I canceled what it was doing. So I do end up picking up the 4 credits, just because, you know, 4 credits, it's going to cost me 1 to maintain the station. So getting 3 bonus credits, fine with me. It actually puts us back into the positives with a colony in the making. So now we got our 2 military fleets together. So I tried to combine them, and it wasn't letting me. I was hitting the G button, but I was hitting the G. I was trying to combine them using that. So I just pulled them into the same area, and I just directly combined them myself. We did get a proto-civilization on one of our planets. That's what the pop-up came. Sorry about that. Since I'm doing I'm doing a post, you know, recording, it's weird. I don't like it. I like to talk in the game so that, you know, it's in the moment. It's exactly what I'm talking about. It relates to what we're talking about. But I just started going around seeing what we have to do. And sorry, I'm kind of trying to keep track of what I'm doing, because like I said, the audio was really broken, and even I couldn't like listen to it and try to, you know, tell you guys what it said. So we found an enemy fleet that was destroyed. It was one of the Throne of God ones, so very happy about that. We didn't have to take care of them. They got taken care of without us even doing anything. So there we go. We just sent our ship over to survey that system. So I'm looking around where we can go next, and I'm debating if we want to make them friends or our enemies. And, you know, since we're so close to already, you know, friendly, they have the xenophilia, meaning that, you know, they're very okay with having new races meet them. So I kind of just decide that we could get an ally. We finished another system research, or well, I already realized that we did it, so that's why I just erased that. We're almost done getting one of our colonies set up, so, you know, I'm very happy about that. It's going to be our 3rd. We get a research, so, you know, 0% risk. By all means, go ahead and do it. I'm starting to look at our research, you know, what we have going on. We have the basic controls, so that's going to be a bonus to our damage. We also had, I think it was research speed for one of them, and then I think we were looking up a weapon, so just trying to finish those. I may be wrong. I didn't really get to look at them very quickly. Then I'm looking around where we can get more science. Like I said, I focused big on our science in this entire episode because we're a little lacking. Like, we have very good engineering. We make about 20 some points, you know, per month, whereas in the other 2 we're making very little. So I'm kind of looking around, so what we can do about that. One of our science ships is, you know, dormant, and I realized that it's the one that got sent back, so send it to survey the next system. This is pretty much what I keep doing. I just keep sending all of our research vessels out. It does suck because, you know, we're kind of limited, we're kind of trapped by these guys, so there's only so much even I can do. So, you know, we found another very good system, like that 4 minerals. That's really tempting. The only thing is that it's a 9, so, you know, look at that bonus on the entire system. That's 9 minerals that we could be collecting. That said, it would take us about 3 energy credits to pick them all up, because we'd have to put up 3 stations. But a 4 and a 3, that's definitely doable. A 2 maybe down the line if I need to. But that's still a really good system, and I'm tempted to actually put a frontier up there just to pick that one up. But then I'm like, hey, why don't we put it here, because it's very, like, centralized. So I send our fighting fleet, our military fleet over there, kick their butts, move them out of the way. There are 3 fleets, so I'm gonna have to probably send them and either fight if, you know, they're very well repaired and, you know, they can do it on their own, or send them back, get them repaired, and send them back out to the fight. So depends on how the fight goes. And I do like to focus on fights because, you know, it's a new system to me. I haven't really seen the fights very well. I'm still trying to understand fully how they work. Still trying to, like, sort of not understand per se now, but more of, like, see how they work and learning how the balances work, how it shifts, and just seeing how even an admiral can make a difference. Because in previous games, if you have, for example, a leader in your fleet, in your army or fleet in Europa Universalis 4, it gives it a huge bonus, makes it a lot less likely to get, shattered and destroyed in one go. Sorry, I'm getting over the cold. I start building the next food production, so that's going to be really good for that planet. One of the biggest things about new planets, though, for me, is I try to build food production. If we get the food production up quickly, we can start making a lot of population. If we can get a quick population going, then it means that we can start getting the most out of our resources and quickly. So I transfer the population from there over to the Betharium planet, since we do have that one point of Betharium just sitting there. And as far as I know, I don't know where it's stored. I don't know if it's stored or if it's like used, and if, oh well, you didn't use it, doesn't count, kind of thing. So really interested to see how that works. I'm looking back at the place, I realized that we can start upgrading some things, but we don't really need the energy credits, which is really the only thing we can upgrade in here. So I just kind of let it go, and I realized that we can upgrade our Betharium planet. It would still use the same amount of Betharium stone, which is really cool, but we don't really need it. That's the thing here. The really cool thing about the Betharium stone is that since it's already producing energy credits, it doesn't cost, energy credits to maintain. It costs me Betharium, so that's a huge plus, because it'd be silly if I had to pay one maintenance, which I probably do actually. There's probably a maintenance fee even for the, so I don't know, I'll look into that later. So what are we doing here? I'm debating what we're gonna build here, because there's really no bonuses to these two blocks that our home planet has, and then I have the fight going on in the background, so I start focusing on that. One of our researches finishes, and I didn't even notice that. So we get our failure risk or anomaly. Then I realize that our research is finished. We finish our space torpedoes. So I debate what we're going to do next. Engineering facility, maybe it'll get us some more engineering, but we already have way too much engineering. So maybe a defense platform for our station. I don't really know. So I'm looking around. Don't know what I pick. There's some very nice bonuses to this one. So maybe that's what I pick, because we do get the spaceport level 2, so that's what I go ahead and pick, of course. And then I'm looking around to see how our researchers, our leaders are doing, and realize that our research is doing great. We got survey data, meaning that our border range goes up, and our basic combat rolls, that's going to be a huge bonus to even our ships. So just adding that, it's going to increase how much damage they do. I don't know why it says 2S though. Maybe it's only for smalls. Maybe I need 2. I don't know, so I'll look into that once I actually get it, so I can start playing around with it. This video does go on a little long, by the way. It's about 37 minutes long. Sorry about that. Like I said, I couldn't tell the time because my recording program was a little broken. It was yeah, I needed to update it, so I went ahead and updated it, and it's working out great now. The next videos are not like this, by the way. It's funny because I recorded the next 2 episodes, but I had to stop and fix this one before I could upload any of them. So there we go. I finished, I started building the next colony ship. Decide what kind of a race I wanted, which really I don't see what we have 2 picks, but whatever. So I started looking around, what edicts we can do. They're a little expensive though. We're not that great with our influence, so I kind of don't really pick any of them. Mostly because it takes about 200 to build a influence station. Sorry, so if we want to build another influence station, that's 200 influence, and that's a very limiting factor, which I don't like. So I start looking at the armies. We got 2 potential armies, so in case this planet, like I said, in case this planet starts getting attacked, they will immediately start to defend it. So, and then we have the laser defense module, the projectiles, and the missiles. So yeah, I find it interesting that even though we picked our lasers, we still get to research missiles and everything. I think that's really cool. It sort of balances the game out. So if you, for example, pick missiles and then you realize that you have an enemy that's really only focused on defense for missiles, you're in a little bit of trouble. So I started debating what we're going to build next, and I think I go with minerals just because we need way more minerals in production. So for example, this one, it makes about 4, but that is a home station, so 3 food and 3 minerals. That's amazing. The only negative though is that to get a planetary administration, you do have to have you have to have 5 population, I believe. So that's going to be interesting. What if I find like a really small planet that only has like 4 blocks or 4 tiles, and I can't really get a 5th because there's no room for it? So we finished our research. I don't really know what survey data does, or no, I don't know what border range does, but cool. And then here we go. Like I said, we get the removal of tiles. So I pause and I kind of look around what do we have the most of? So here we have 3 of each, or 4 of the tropical, or sorry, 3 of the noxious swamps, and we have 3 of the, you know, animal things. So that's one that we can deal with. Number 2 has all noxious swamps, or sorry, 4 more noxious swamps. So I immediately just picked the noxious swamps. That's gonna give us the most for a buck. We're almost done with this research. It's almost done, and I hope he doesn't mess it up. I've had it a few times that even with little percentage they mess up. And then we go another repair automated shipyard, so you know we can take care of that. And I don't like how it makes me, you know, pause and hey, go make sure there's a ship there. I just don't see why I can't. It doesn't realize that I have a ship in the system, you know. Wish it did, but hopefully that's gonna come in an update maybe. Looking around, hope it does. Be a really cool update. What do we do? So we got our science ships. I'm just checking up on them, making sure what they're doing, making sure that they're you know, doing something really. I realize that this one's almost done, so I'm gonna have to keep track of that one. We are done, but you know, since that one's so close to being done, I'm just gonna pull that one back, try to keep it away from the enemy so they don't attack my poor little science ship. And just, you know, so he can start researching the debris from the fight. I realize that we have a time project, aka the debris, you know, big whoop. What else? I see that, you know, Betharian stone just waiting to get picked up. So after it finishes, thing I'm gonna do is probably put a construction station there, just because one more Betharian and, you know, the bonus and minerals all in one station, it's fine with me. And I realize that there's a really good planet here. Not only is it colonizable, but also has some mineral bonuses outside. It does have a few block tiles, and I'm gonna have to get some research for it, but you know, I can live with that. What do we have going here? So, you know, I just immediately tell it to go over there. I pull that fleet back. I did send our fleet to get repaired. It was a little too damaged for my liking. Chances are that if I sent it to fight again, it was going to lose, you know, a ship or two. And I just wasn't in the mood for that. I didn't want to have to repair that, so. And yeah, I got lazy. I didn't want to, you know, jump it all the way to the right and then back up. So what I do here is just I immediately send it to the next system, and then I pull it back up. And then I just quickly send it there. So keeping it out of enemy range pretty much, just so they won't engage it. Because I've noticed that their engaging range is actually really large. It's really interesting. I'm really amazed with the AI so far, and I still have yet to test out the AI and, you know, fighting against another empire. So that's what I'm really looking forward to. Probably get my butt kicked. And, you know, if I can survive the first war, then I'm going to have very good spirits. I think we'll do very good. So I hope I do survive our first war, whenever that is. Not foreshadowing. We haven't really gotten into a fight yet, so yeah. I started debating what I want to build here, and then I also remember that, you know, we have that we have one of the researches going, so I really want to remove that. And I realize only now that it's a dense jungle, not a noxious swamp. Quickly looking at them, you know, they all look the same to me, but now that I'm actually focusing on what I'm doing, that's not what I was looking for. So I just quickly build that there, just, you know, get more food production going. Although I should have built it probably next to this oh well, too late now. Yeah, so I go ahead, they finish repairing, so I send it back up to engage the enemy fleet. I'm realizing that even if we have like twice their firepower, we're still taking some serious damage without shields. So self-note, shields are going to come in very handy. Or deflectors, sorry. There's a difference between deflectors and shields. They are similar, but they're not the same. I still got to do my own research, you know, look around what the differences are directly. So, and I'm realizing now that it says regenerative hull tissue, you know, that's kind of interesting. Does that mean that like it would be able to repair on its own without me having to send it back? If it can, that'd be really cool. I wonder if it does that in a fight though. Like, do shields regenerate during a fight? I don't know. Like I said, I still have way too much to learn about the fleet and, you know, how the fights work. Over there I sent our survey to, you know, quickly scan the system closest to their range, to their border, so I can, you know, have an idea of what it is before they take it over, because once they take it over I can't really move through there. So, and there we go, our military ship is about to engage, and I'm like, wait, what is going on? We have those two ships not doing anything. So I realized quickly that, you know, oh, it was the same, that we did have our fleet that didn't like split up or anything, just that we finished our research project, and, you know, we got those two bonus ships. So very powerful ships, guys. If you ever get those events, by all means go ahead and do them. See, for right now I have a very good budget. You know, we're getting plus 12 and we're already about to hit our surplus limit, so not really worried about that. You know, we'll figure out a way to dump our money somewhere, hopefully. I wish there was more I could do with my money, like, yeah, you know, maintain stuff and, you know, pay for stuff, but I wish there was something else. There we go, we finished building our production, our mineral station. So that's going to start collecting Betharium stone as well as a minerals station. So, and I'm debating about it now. I'll probably start building like different, for example, I don't want to have all my Betharium stone plants in one system, or really one planet especially, because if that planet falls, there goes a huge chunk of my income in one hit, So hopefully I'll do that. And I read somewhere online that you see how each ship has their own, sensor range. What I might do is put one closest to their close enough to the border, so that if we do go to war, I have those sensors out throughout the game, and I'll be able to see anyone incoming just by like my ships being like, hey, there's an enemy in our sensor range. Should we do something? Alright, so we sent our ships over. We're going to go ahead and combine them before we engage. That way we can just have the full power of, the two fleets combined in the same hit. I come over and check on Monsoon and, fix that so that we get the most out of our population. And I'm probably going to start building I start building the next one, I think, the basic hydroponics. I start looking for another, clinic, but I realized that I can only have one of them per planet, and I can't have one on my home planet. So, that's fine, I guess. 5 extra habitability, that sounds pretty good to me. The higher their happiness, I believe, the more productive they are. I think that's how it works, at least. So, yeah, I go ahead and just build the basic hydroponics so we can have more food popping in. Because, I mean, if we finish building this one, we'll get the most out of our food by having one producing 3 there while the other one grows. So, I'm just trying to maximize how much food we produce at any given time. By the way, food is local. So, any food that is produced stays in that system or in that planet. So, I also found out that if I try to combine, or if I try to move, move groups of population to another planet, it doesn't work unless they have a planet administration. And to have a planet administration building, they have to be at a 5 population or more. So it's a little limiting, I guess. It's annoying. I wish I could quickly move, an entire group, but whatever. I was thinking about doing one planet where all we did on that one planet was, produce food. But if it's going to work that way, it makes it a little hard to do that. So I think we won't do that. I don't want to either focus all one planet in one resource unless it's a really good planet, let's say for all minerals, or a whole research planet. Unless we really find that, then yeah, maybe. But unless we do find that, I don't think we'll be doing that. So another fight. The guy's shields for our Def Red Lays class ship, which by the way I suck at naming ships, so if you want to be part of a ship name or anything, by all means go ahead and leave your name in the comment. Just say, hey, I want to be a ship name, or I want to be a planet name, because really I've got so many planets, so many ships, so many everything that I can name. So if you want to be part of it, just by all means go ahead and drop a comment in the section, and I'll add you in. I do try to reply to any comments that people make on my channel, so I do try to, I think that's an important connection, so I try to keep track of all of that. Hopefully, if I ever do grow big into an actual YouTube channel, I won't, just desert you guys. So there we go. The population finished. So if we move him over here, once he finishes, he'll be producing 3 food instead of the 2 he'd produce at the base. So I gotta admit, the detail to all of this is just so beautiful. If you look at each section, there's just something to each one, I wish there was a certain production, for example, flatlands. I wish they could produce more food. Or, little bonuses like that. I don't know, a 5% or 10% bonus, I don't know, something like that. So, like I said, this is what I'm talking about right here. Tropical terrain, that vegetation covered terrain. I'd expect food to grow like crazy there, but no, it's just empty. There's no bonuses. To get any bonuses out of the land, it already has to have the bonuses there, which I think is a little silly in my opinion, but nonetheless. I debated on another Betharium power plant, because this is our home planet, really. If we lose this, we're already in big trouble anyway. But we already have so much credit, it's just not even funny. We're really close to getting to that limit of what we have. So I just kind of ignore that for now. I don't really worry about it, I think. So I do start, what's it called? I do start removing one of the tiles, I think, though. Or maybe not. Okay, I guess I don't. We're so low on minerals, though. I really do need to work on that. That's going to be a goal for next episodes. Just get our mineral production going up as high as we can. And that's the goal with the new planets. Thing is, though, that because there's just waiting for more population, we just can't really do much right now about that. So we finished the battle here, so send the little research guy over, and because our ships are doing just fine, there's so much more power now, I just kind of send them over like it's nothing. Alright, I do jump them back home to get repaired. Never mind, I thought I did just send them in just to go fight the enemy, but can't get all the battles in one game, so, or in one moment, so it's fine with me. We're doing pretty good with our resources, I think. We do have a very good amount of influence, I guess. We're at +2 right now. Minerals could definitely do a bonus. Like, minerals is what limits you. And I remember seeing a YouTuber, I can't remember his name, but he had a top 10 tips for Stellaris, and I thought it was pretty neat that he did that. Like, little things that new players especially can get like a hand at, and it'll help a lot. So I think I might do one of those. He said that if there was other YouTubers, so I think I'll do that, just a response to his video. Tell him what I think, what I've done, and what I've learned in like my first couple games. I've played a few. I did a Twitch stream once. That went on for a couple hours. Then we did a I did a on my own kind of thing before I did the Twitch stream, just so I knew what I was doing. And then I started another one for YouTube. So yeah. Further in the future, though, I probably won't be doing that. I'll probably make one for Twitch and YouTube, and then I'll just export from Twitch or whatever. But it is what it is. So over here we got just checking out, see what our stations are, looking for resources that we can get. I really do want to make our research better, but I start looking and questioning why I can't build it, and then I'm like, oh, that's right, he's already building a research station there, so it's okay. I just kind of move away from it. +6, engineering, it's amazing. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm looking around, and there's so many resources that I could use. I just can't get to them, or it wouldn't be fully worth it. There we go. We finished our combat roles for our research. So I'm really curious what the mining drone laser does. Like, is that just a laser I put on my ships? I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to see how like the research tree has worked so far. Whenever we finish our research technology, up to 3 new options will be generated. I think that's really interesting because I'm curious to see if like, do I get the same research as my enemies do? Like, is there a way for me to see what researchers they have? Is that a research how to steal their own researches? Maybe that'd be legit. Or like research how to keep a research, like a bonus. I don't know, like you can in like Europa Universalis 4. So, and actually we're not nearing our energy credit limit. Our energy credit limit is 3,000, so we're very close though. We're at 2/3 there almost. So I think we're doing really good on our money. Minerals way under what I would like it to be. So I don't know, we didn't get very lucky as far as minerals go, especially in our home system. So I might get those 2 there, but I'm not really sure. So we finished I think it was Anomaly, and then we also have a research a colony vessel just sitting there waiting to be used. So I'm really looking forward to using that. Just debating, I guess, later on. So we put a mining station there. 2 minerals, could be worst. Personally, anything below 2 is just a big no. There we go. We put our where am I gonna put where do I put you actually? I don't remember. I wish I could there, but we will have the research for that, so I think I do put it there or down here. The reason I didn't put it like in other places is because I'm trying not to overlap with the research projects. If I put it there, and the researchers just won't be able to be anything. So there we go. I put it down there. Fine with me, I guess. So it's gonna be our fourth planet. So we are growing. I said this was gonna be a very colony-based episode. So there we go. So we're just getting that research really done. Like I said from the very beginning when we did our if you haven't seen that video, the first video where we mostly set up our race, the Rontor Federation, I really did focus a lot on research, mainly because I think personally that research is one of the biggest things in the game. Having a better research system than the enemy, definitely a big bonus, because I knew that I may not necessarily be able to beat them in resources, or money, or influence. So I figured, hey, why don't we focus on research? There's probably not going to be that many that focus on research. Many of them will try to pump out a lot of ships, whereas I can pump out smaller, or not smaller, but more powerful, just less of those ships. So that's kind of my goal, a small powerful fleet. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see how it all goes. If you see there, our fleet was slowly getting repaired. It wasn't really getting repaired. It was more of a, oh yeah, it was, sorry. It is back at home getting repaired on Rontus. So I thought that was the shields that were just self-repairing, and I thought that was pretty cool, but maybe not. I think next up we're going to go ahead and finish that Throne of God, I think it was. The only thing is that we can't really finish it unless we go into Sejan's Expanse right here, if you see that. Myas is kind of part of them, and they hate us. They set us as rival, so nothing I can do about it. We're their rival. and we have declared him our rival as well, so that's probably not helping. So, whoops. They do have 3 planets colonized, so do we. It's interesting to see how each one of them is doing, their own thing, growing in their own way. So my respects to the AI. Like, I've coded before. I took AP Computer Science, and Java was a pain, but it was fun, and I love creating stuff. The only thing is that I could not. Making an AI to me and to my friends, after we've done so much in Java, that'd be like a behemoth in and of itself. Like, that's crazy. My respects. I know enough to be able to respect enough someone that's doing this. So that's just me though. I think that so yeah, enough to respect whoever has been doing this. So I look through here and I'm like, would this be worth it to do it? We'd get a lot of bonus to our research. We'd get 30 bonus minus 10, so it's 20 bonus to each research, and I think that's kind of worth it. What I do think though is that maybe it isn't, because we have very unbalanced research. So I don't know, but I do leave it for now. We don't really need that much influence, and we have a good amount right now. If we need to, I'll switch it out. Our colony ship is almost there at our new destination, our new planet. So I'm very excited about that. I do love the colonization system in this game. I love how much strategy and in-depth there is to everything, every decision you make, every research, every planet that you take, every station that you put. So I don't know, I like it, and I have yet to explore the full extent of the game. I know some YouTubers are out there, and very deep into the game, and I'm just sitting here, kind of at the beginning still. But I'm really curious to see how it all plays out. I'm trying to look up, or not look up, I'm trying to look for another game that we can focus on as well, so we don't have just Stellaris in our channel. I may go back to Europa Universalis 4, but if I do that, I'm going to have to wait for patch 1.17. So I don't know, I'm just, waiting to see what happens. So for right now, I am doing some Stellaris. I'm focusing on it a bit. Hopefully I'll be releasing a video every day of the week, weekdays at least. So yeah, the weekends are for me. Sorry guys. Unlike some big YouTubers, I can't really. Yeah, this is more of a hobby for me. For them, there's a lot that do they have enough revenue from YouTube that they can live off of it. Nowhere near close to that. Plus, I do have this is my senior year, so I've got another. I'm almost done with senior year. Hopefully, go to college, and once I get to college, hopefully that'll mean a lot more videos for YouTube. Hopefully, means that I'll be able to focus more on this, more games, more more videos for you guys, and I hope you guys are able to get to see the channel, see it grow alongside me. So, I'm looking at this planet. Well, number one, I can't even take it, but I do realize that those city ruins I can actually take down if it was my planet. So. Fun little fact that I learned right there. Let's see, what are we doing? So we're just kind of finishing up the episode. The episode's almost done, by the way. So thanks for sticking with me for so long. This episode went really, really long. I'm looking to make the videos around 25-ish minutes. I think 25 minutes is very fair, so I'm going to try to stick to that from now on. Yeah, that planet is right at the edge of our influence, so I can't really get to it. But guys, that's going to be, I don't know. Let's see, what do we have here? Alright guys, that's going to be it for this episode. I really do appreciate you guys watching. If you like, by all means, hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe. If you want to tell me anything, if you want to comment on what I'm doing, if I'm doing things right, if you have a better strategy, if you have some ideas or things that I could do differently, by all means, there's a comment section. If you're watching this on Twitch, by all means, please do hit that follow button. It means a lot to me. It lets me know that you guys actually want to watch this series and that you're enjoying Stellaris as much as I am. So, thanks for watching guys. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one.